Tak ang kauna-unahang himpilan sa paghahatid ng serbisyo publiko at balita. Ito ang Radio Mindanao Networks. Higit 6 na dekada sa paglilingkod sa masang Pilipino. Sa Metro Manila, ito ang DZXL 558 Radyo Trabaho. Ang inyong gabay sa hanap buhay.
Hello, San Juan City. Greetings from the historical place of Pinaglabanan.
Yes, partner. Let me also greet everyone. Hello, Philippines! Hello, world!
Isa pong magandang araw para sa buong San Juan City na tayo ay nabiyayaang makapaglungsad ng programa sa Himpapawid sa tulong ng ating butihing partner. Hello po sa pamunuan ng Radio Mindanao Network at syempre pa sa kanilang official social media platforms.
That's right! I am equally excited sapagkat maibabahagi natin sa ating mga tagapakinig at manonood ang mga paghahandang ginagawa ng Schools Division Office ng San Juan City upang mataguyod ang edukasyon ng mga kabataan sa gitna ng pandemya.
Before we go further, let me introduce myself. I am Teacher Jello from San Juan Elementary School who will be your host for today.
And I am Teacher Ellen of Pedro Cruz Elementary School. We are here to present to you DepEd San Juan initiatives and video lessons that can help supplement your home-based learning journey.
To start off, let us take a look at the milestone that DepEd San Juan has in its journey towards distance education. Ano bang mga diskarte ang talagang namang nagkaroon ng malaking impact sa mga San Juanenyo? Take it away!
Makabagong San Juan Digital Learning, a march towards Smart City. This presentation briefly highlights the journey of DepEd San Juan towards the digital narrative of the new normal. At the onset of the global health crisis brought about by COVID-19, the Department of Education has issued the policy direction of the education sector. DepEd San Juan heeded the challenge, armed with a formidable partnership with the local government and other very important stakeholders. As the agency mandated by the law to oversee the continuity of education in the city of San Juan, the Schools Division Office of San Juan City, headed by its officer in charge of the Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Cecil G. Galandang, prepared the division implementation plan, which served as a guide in the full operation of its offices during this time of pandemic. The office started mapping out possible and applicable delivery modes of instruction through surveys via Google Forms and other available data gathering platforms. Last June 1, 2020, 100% of the schools conducted and participated in the advocacy campaigns on enrollment as well as in the promotion of Brigada Escola, which resulted in a resounding success as it reached the 70% of enrollment target within the first week alone. It helped that the administration of the division online registration system was also in place where learners are tracked and asked to enroll through the available enrollment platforms prepared by the schools. All these lead to the outstanding performance in the enrollment percentage for school year 2020-2021 despite of the COVID-19 scare. It is noteworthy to say that the partnership with the barangay officials called the Makabagong Ugnayan sa Pamayanan was a key in order to reach all learners in their respective catchment areas. Based on the surveys conducted, schools in the division use blended distance education through a combination of printed and digital modular, online learning, and TV radio-based instruction. Interestingly, it takes advantage of the familiar features of Facebook as a learning management system because it proves to be a convenient way for both the learners and the teachers due to its popularity. Consequently, school heads are directed to administer their respective school Facebook pages. For online learning, SDO San Juan City Facebook class is used, where academic Facebook groups are created, intended only for learning and development. Most teachers also use the Google Meet as the preferred platform for synchronous sessions. Another supplementary project created for the kinder to grade 3 learners is the SDO San Juan Facebook video channel, which is made accessible to our key Stage 1 learners upon posting of quality-assured instructional materials by teachers in their school academic Facebook page. This is under the monitoring of the Curriculum Implementation Division supervisors through their conduct of quality assurance of the MILCS-based videos harvested from YouTube and developed locally by the San Juan teachers. At present, modules are locally developed based on the analysis of most essential learning competencies in all learning areas across the key stages of the curriculum. These were unpacked and subjected to the standards and contextualization guidelines by the Quality Assurance, which started since the second week of July 2020. Additionally, preparation of the learning packets took place on the last week of July to the early weeks of August, which were then distributed to the learners prior to the opening of classes on October 5, 2020. It just continues to feature spaces in the digital world that can enhance the learning journey of the young San Juaneños as teachers, supervisors, and education officials continue to curate and create content for learning delivery. SDO San Juan entered into crucial partnerships like with the Department of Information and Communications Technology and the local government under Mayor Francis Zamora, whose leadership is felt as his team of public servants opened opportunities for public schools to have a menu of support packages leading to the digital landscape. It propelled teachers and administrators to embrace new guidelines, highlighting good practices in curriculum delivery, assessment, and other related support mechanisms for learners and their parents through various capacity buildings facilitated by pioneers and experts in remote instruction and home-based learning. Teachers conducted online class simulations and dry runs prior to the formal opening of classes to identify gaps and be familiar with the technical requirements. With the makabagong San Juan vision of Honorable Mayor Francis Zamora, all San Juan City Public School teachers received their free laptops prior to the pandemic. It enabled the teachers to navigate the rigors of the new normal setup that kept them afloat with hope. They were able to carry on the remaining weeks of the previous school year onward to the year-end rites and the formal opening of another equally challenging school year. They were able to meet and greet their new set of learners, as well as their parents, who are all learning to be efficient and effective in managing online classes. While they are still confronted with connectivity issues, the impact was cushioned with the infrastructure and funding support given, as there were early efforts to install free Wi-Fi access on public schools and spaces by the local government and the other needed gadgets for the learners. There are ongoing talks to provide intranet or internet connectivity for every household with learners and for the teaching and non-teaching personnel residing in San Juan City through the installation of modems. This is anchored on the vision of the good mayor enshrined in the hashtag Makabagong San Juan. True to his promise of making an impact to the lives of San Juaneños, the education sector takes a premium seat in the city's priorities. It continues to strengthen the early efforts of connectivity infrastructure to sustain the operations of online distance learning that will not break the pockets of San Juan teachers and learners. Likewise, the Service Continuity Plan captures the conformance of the Schools Division Office to the stringent rules and regulations, preventing the spread of COVID at the workplace for the skeleton force and those who need to do face-to-face transactions. Office buildings, Facilities and vehicles are disinfected regularly for the safety of personal and other clients. There is adequate provision of support to the employees like masks, health kits, personal protective equipment for nurses and guards, and other medical supplies. Prior to the reporting of employees, health risk assessment and profiling of personnel are conducted as part of the precautionary measures articulated in the office guidelines for the new normal. SDO San Juan was able to launch its programs, projects, and activities that are aimed to continue with education in light of the new normal setup. It migrated to the online platform, reaching out to the different stakeholders for virtual orientations, kumustahan sessions, MOA signing, and other program implementation concerns. It recalibrated its systems and processes for organizational productivity as the online systems account for the health and safety of learners and school personnel, while also building work confidence and school readiness in terms of curriculum delivery, learning resources access, and other related governance measures. The School Governance and Operations Division designed professional courses and programs for teaching and non-teaching personnel in order to adjust to the needs arising from the current pandemic situation. These also include the assessment tools and feedback mechanisms for the said trainings. SDO San Juan created the virtual attendance and health status tracking system through the Google Forms to record and report the daily attendance, outputs, and accomplishments of all personnel. With the adjustment on the new mode of learning and development, the SDO encouraged the teaching and non-teaching personnel to dedicate their official time in attending online trainings and webinars where relevant and applicable pointers can be learned in dealing with the organizational operations during the pandemic times. Furthermore, the office produces news and public affairs podcasts every other week dedicated to stream SDO San Juan initiatives to reach out to the viewing public and generate active support and engagement that can enhance the implementation of the division's learning continuity plan. These online system, integrated in the official SDO San Juan City portal, provides comfort and ease of doing business, which is paramount to DepEd's response to the COVID-19 crisis. The system is in place, but allows for continuous improvement as the designated managers listen to the comments and suggestions of the different stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, this is SDO San Juan and its full of community approach in responding to the challenges of the new normal.
Wow, that was amazing! Tunay nga pong it takes a whole of community approach to mount such a comprehensive plan. Kudos po sa lahat ng mga na-involved sa makabuluhang gawain. It made us where we are right now, thriving in positivity, possibilities, and productivity.
Yes, indeed, Teacher Ellen. We could not have done that without the solid support of everyone. Again, congratulations and thank you very much. Moving on this day, I guess marami sa atin ay alam na ang Nobyembre ay tinuguri ang Reading Month. In fact, ito ay naisabatas by virtue of Republic Act 10556, otherwise known as the Araw ng Pagbasa Act of 2013.
Correct, Teacher Jello. Kinikilala ng Estado ang kahalagahan ng pagbasa bilang isang tinatawag na shared activity among the youth, families, educators, and the private sector upang mapayabong pa ang pagiging malikhain at mayaman sa communication skills sa buong bansa.
Ngayong taon ay may naihanda kayong video upang ibahagi ang kanyang personal na karanasan tungkol sa pagbasa. Tunghayan natin kung ano ba ang masasabi niya sa kalagahan ng pagbasa. Let's check out this video.
Hello everyone, it's me Teacher Marnie, your English supervisor from DepEd San Juan, celebrating the Reading Month with a special message just for you. For this year, our division adopted the theme Love for Reading, Hope for the Filipino Family, or beautifully stated in Filipino, Pag-ibig sa pagbasa, pag-asa ng pamilya, to highlight the important role of the family in championing the advocacy of reading. This is the first of my High Five series that talks about 5 important things on topics that are dear to my heart. Today, I'll share with you 5 benefits that my family and I get from reading. I hope that you can get something from it which you can apply to your life. First of the benefits is it accelerates my imagination. It has launched 1,000 flights for me without breaking my bank. It has taken me to places I can only imagine, which excited me to no end. When I was growing up, I was the type of girl who loved to travel and do sightseeing even if we didn't have the money yet and the resources. And so when I got the chance to travel, I was able to do it twice. First was in my head, and second was the actual trip. That doubled the fun, right? It led to so many fun and adventures that filled up my memory bank, which I can use to remind me how life has been because of the choices I made. Reading allows me to live vicarious experiences, especially those that I may not be able to experience within my lifetime. I've always been fascinated with science and history, so reading stuff about them made me appreciate more about the past and the future as I live at the moment. The second benefit is reading expands my vocabulary and knowledge of the world. Every page turn welcomes me with fascinating facts that help me satisfy my curiosity. In the pictures, you will notice certain behaviors that required reading to make sense of how things operate in the world. To the left is my picture of official guides that are helpful when you're new in a place. That was when we visited the 9/11 Memorial and I saw a tip box that had the languages of the world. I was ecstatic to see our phrase, "Maraming salamat po," which really got me teary-eyed. On the right is my husband Arturo, who had to figure out how the subway system in New York works, so we could go around this place by ourselves. Then you can also see a 3-year-old toddler, Samantha, who is reading the map to check the places we could go at the Sesame Place. Just a tip, I keep a notebook where I write down new words or phrases that I like from reading so I can use them also in similar situations. I use highlighters or post-it notes for that purpose too. Before, I was only reading about these great places, so when I finally got the chance, I was able to enjoy them to the fullest. I learned about why the Statue of Liberty was a hallmark for independence, why it was called the Millennium Park in Chicago, how the Angkor Wat looked like up close, and how it was like to ride in a sleeper bus in Saigon. The third benefit is that reading instills values and lessons. I could borrow the wisdom of great people who have gone before me and the brilliant minds of those who I look up to in making decisions for my own life. The books that I read contain recipes for success, life hacks, and memoirs that can save me from a lifetime of misery and expensive failures. This is especially true when you are entering a milestone like me, who's still adjusting to married life and having a child as precious as a gemstone. Look at how my sister Ate Maricon reads to small children at bedtime. Even if my daughter was just barely 2 months old then, she could relate to what was happening as she listened to the sound and looked at the pictures. It really pays well to expose them young to the beauty of reading. The next pictures show you some snapshots of my chance to present to international audiences the lessons that I learned from my readings and engagements in my job as a teacher. I was able to write papers and tell stories that aim to contribute to the intellectual discourse of instructional supervision, theory of constraints, and teacher agency. Oh, such big words, right? But really, these are just stories of beautiful individuals who tried to make an impact for a certain cause. The fourth benefit is reading overcomes loneliness and boredom. I remember the time when I was away from home for almost a year. I was totally out of my comfort zone, really scared, yet held on to what else life could bring. It was such an amazing phase that merits a big chapter in my life. Reading kept me busy and entertained as I also took care of my niece and made lots of artworks together. Look at how we filled the hallway of her creativity as we learned together and deepened our bonding as family. I'm sure you can do the same way now that we are quarantined for a very long time because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I particularly enjoyed the library in our neighborhood in Belmore because they have a very good collection of books, videos, and other interactive activities that we could participate in. The best part was that everything was for free. That's the Public Library of New York that you can see on the left side corner, and I really hope that someday we could have that kind of library that is print-rich and so full of resources available for the community. That would really take a whole-of-nation approach to do that, but we can take baby steps, right? I remember just how safe it was for me to dream as I quietly drift through the pages and hope for better circumstances for me and the world we live in. That was the power of hope speaking to me. The last benefit I would share with you is how reading helps me understand people better. It starts with the mindset that you do not know everything, so there is a need to pause and suspend judgment until you get to read the other side of the story. Reading makes you become aware of your surrounding, of the plight of people around you, which can give you spaces to empathize with them. It is only with profound understanding that you will start making concrete actions that can hopefully make an impact on the life of even one single person. It need not always be a grand step, but rightfully just enough to make a difference. Because I believe that for someone else, you might mean the whole world to them. Reading about the world and about the people I care for made me do little concrete actions that mattered. Especially now in our times that we have different kinds of literacies. You have visual literacy, like the one in the picture where we got to pose with the famous Van Gogh's painting Starry Starry Night. We also have cultural literacy, where you get to understand and respect other people's way of life. I have a picture of that when we tried a Broadway show entitled Amelie. I also got to refine my appreciation for architectural designs and structures like the pumpkin patch I included in this slide. You also have digital literacy, financial literacy, and other multi-literacies to thrive in the 21st century. So just to summarize, I have shared with you my high 5 benefits I got from reading. They are 1. Accelerates imagination. 2. Expands vocabulary and knowledge of the world. 3. Instills values and lessons. 4. Overcomes loneliness and boredom. And 5. Understands people better. To end, I'd like to remind you of this message for our National Reading Month celebration. And I quote, "Reading allows me to stretch my imagination and believe in the world that I can conquer. I can do things with character and competence because I'm standing on the shoulder of giants and learning from the best." Thank you for listening and God bless you all. Happy Reading Month and mabuhay ang pamilyang Pilipinong may pag-asa sa pagbasa.
Oh, what a journey it has been. Talaga namang inspiring si Teacher Marnie sa kanyang pagbabahagi. Ang daming helpful tips para sa ating taga-subaybay. Malay nyo, tayo rin ang magkikita-kita around the world through our reading journey.
I totally agree, Teacher Ellen, na pa sa vowels ang kanyang karanasan. Paano naman kaya ang pagdiriwang ng ating mga mag-aaral sa kani-kanilang mga paaralan? Excited ka bang malaman?
Oo naman. Pero tiyak ko, nag-enjoy din ang mga chikiting natin kasama ang kanilang pamilya, lalo pat home-based learning kasi tayo ngayon. We have prepared some snapshots and short clippings of the different performance tasks na inipon natin mula sa iba't ibang pampublikong paaralan sa San Juan.
Alright, let's get the camera rolling!
Once upon a time, there lived an ant and a trees. I think that I shall never see a pool lovely as a tree. A tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth with flowing breast.
While crossing the bridge, he looks down to the water. He saw his own reflection and mistook it for another dog. He thought to himself, the dog in the water also has a piece of meat. If I snatch his meat, I will have two meats.
Of Peter Pan, the story begins in the nursery of Darling Home, where Mrs. Darling is sorting through her children. Open a book. Open a book and you will find people and places of every kind. The title of the story is Arthur to the Rescue. Arthur woke up early with a big smile on his face. He had a whole day to play.
The Three Little Pigs, retold by Alice Wynne. Once upon a time, in a quiet little town, there lived three little pigs. One day, the pigs decided it was time to leave their mother's home.
Prince Charming. Let them call me Froggy, Whiteface, or Hop-Along Cast-Off. Are better my secret, weakly enough, behind my sharp rope somewhere.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Princess Tempa Belendoa, grade 6 Makbansa. Today, I will read the book for Reading Month. I read Pinkalicious and the Perfect Present. Mommy and I were riding our bike when I saw something ahead that looked like it might be fun. Umbrella Brigade by Laura Richards. Peter Patter falls the rain on the schoolroom window pane. Such a dashing, such a splashing. Will it ever be dry again?
Marvelous! Ang cute at napaka-creative talaga ng ating mga estudyante. Siyempre, pangmalakasan din ang efforts ng ating mga magulang at gabay para tulungan ang mga bagets na ito. Congrats muli sa inyong lahat! I'm sure marami pa ang nangyari pero mapapanood mapapanood nyo po sila sa kanilang mga official academic pages at syempre sa San Juan Shine Channel. Kumbaga shameless plug na rin.
You're absolutely right, partner. Let me just emphasize also that reading is not just concern of language teachers like the Filipino, English, and mother tongue teachers, but it cuts across all learning areas. At sa panahon natin ngayon, importante na may tampok ang role ng mga magulang at gabay sa paglinang talaga sa pagmamahal sa pagbasa. Sa tahanan, nagsisimula rin yan
I am glad that DepEd San Juan is able to mount this celebration of Reading Month as a community. Congratulations, kid and teachers, for a job well done. Isang malaking wow clap para sa ating lahat! Yay!
At this point of our program, partner, allow me to introduce a special teacher who has prepared a video lesson that is taken from the most essential learning competency for English Grade 2. Sit back, relax, as we listen to a special guest teacher for her English class.
Good morning and welcome to our Grade 2 English class. I am Teacher Ellen and I'm excited to learn with you today. Before we start, let us sing a song. Sing with me and make sure you smile. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, how do you do? I'm glad to be with you. And you, and you, and you. Tra la 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 la. Tra la 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 la. Tra la 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 la. Hello. That was awesome! You did a really good job. And now, we will go to our lesson so you can learn this. Alright, let me see how you are feeling today. Thanks for sharing how you feel. For now, let me blow you a kiss and give you a virtual hug. Okay, I'd like to know what are some things that you like to do. That's great! Now, I'll share something about a young girl and see what happens in the story. Make sure to listen well and pay attention. Let's go!
One day, Lena was in class enjoying their recess time when she suddenly saw one of her classmates, Leia. She was crying so hard.
Leia, what happened?
Nico took my snack and now I don't have anything to eat. Leia replied.
Don't cry, Leia. Let's go and tell teacher.
They immediately told their teacher about what happened. And the teacher talked to Nico, telling him that what he did was wrong and that he should say sorry to Leia. Nico went to Leia and said,
I'm sorry for what I did to you, Leia.
Here's your snack.
It's okay, Nico. I forgive you. Thank you also, Mina, for helping me.
They all had a wonderful recess time.
Do you remember the characters in the short story? Yes, that's right. It's Mina, Leo, Nico, and their teacher. When and where did the story happen? Correct. It happened during recess time in a classroom. What was the problem which Mina tried to solve? You're right. Leia was crying because Nico took her snack. How was the problem solved? Indeed, Mina told Leia to go to their teacher and tell her what happened. Then, their teacher talked to Nico. What was the theme of the story? What was it mainly about? I totally agree. It was about helping others, telling the truth or being honest, and learning how to say sorry when we do something wrong. That was amazing, kids! These are the important parts of the story. Today, we'll learn about the elements of the story. First are the characters. Characters are the people or animals in the story. A character thinks, feels, and acts in a story. Second is the setting. It is where and when a story happens. It tells us the time and place. Third is the plot, which is a series of events in the story. It tells the problem and solution in the story. Last is the theme. It tells what the whole story is all about. It can be about family, nature, animals, plants, love, or any idea. Now that we know the different elements of a story, let us see if you can identify them in the story I will tell you. This is taken from our English worksheet for week 8 in the starter part. You have to listen carefully to the short story I will read, and you have to answer the questions after. Ready? Let's go!
It was the first day of school. Tim was worried. He saw the large playground and lots of children. He wondered if he would make new friends. When Tim heard the bell ring, he walked to his classroom. He sat at a desk next to a boy named Rob. Rob asked Tim if he would like to be his friend. Tim was excited to have a new friend. Now, let's answer questions about the short story. Choose only the letter of the correct answer and write it on your pad paper. Number 1. Who are the characters in the story? A. Tim, B. Rob, C. Tim and Rob. Number 2. Where is the setting of the story? A. School, B. Market, C. Church. Number 3. When did the story take place? A. During weekend, B. First day of school, C. Last day of school. 4. What was Tim's problem? A. He might be late in school. B. He does not have food for lunch. C. He is worried about making friends. Number 5. How was his problem solved? A. Rob asked Tim to be his friend. B. Tim asked his teacher for help. C. Rob played with him in the playground.
All done? Now, let's answer. Check your own answers and be honest.
Number 1. Who are the characters in the story? The answer is letter C, Tim and Rob. Number 2. Where is the setting of the story? The correct answer is A, school. Number 3. When did the story take place? The correct answer is B, first day of school. Number 4. What was Tim's problem? Correct answer is C. He is worried about making friends. Number 5. How was his problem solved? The correct answer is letter A. Rob asked him to be his friend.
Great work, kids! You got the correct answers. Are you ready for another activity? I will show you some examples and just tell me which element of a story is shown. Number 1, Lolo Pio and Lola Andeng. The correct answer is characters. Way to go! Number 2, the mouse helped the lion by biting off the rope from the trap. I wonder what this is. The correct answer is plot. Amazing! This is an event from a story. It tells the solution to a problem. 3. In a kingdom far, far away. The correct answer is setting. Good job! That's because a kingdom is a place. 4. Being honest. Oh, what element can this be? The correct answer is theme. It tells what the story is all about. That was fabulous! Keep on going, kids! 5. One day. I bet you can do this right. The correct answer is setting. One day refers to time. Wow! That was fantastic! I hope you got all the correct answers. That was fun! I think you can easily answer the worksheets after this lesson. I hope you enjoyed the lesson for today. Don't forget, the elements of the story are character, setting, plot, and theme. Congratulations! You did an awesome job today. Bye for now and see you again soon. This has been Teacher Ellen saying, it's always fun learning in San Juan. Keep safe, everyone!
I was surprised, Teacher Ellen. Ikaw din pala yun eh. Live and in the flesh.
Yes!
That was a fantastic lesson, ha? Very basic sa lahat ng ating mga stories yung natalakay mo.
Oh, thank you, partner. Siyempre, lahat ay gagawin para sa mga taong mahal natin.
I
May hugot
agree.
pa. Pero kidding aside, stay tuned for more of these video lessons in our next episodes. Matutunghayan din natin ang ilan pang mga aralin sa ibang asignatura. Kaya, kapit lang kids ha!
Wow! Excited ako dyan! Pero ito pa, mayroon tayong inihandang isang espesyal na bilang mula sa isang ating pambato sa kantahan sa San Juan. Friends, please help me welcome Teacher Micah Mellerin of Pedro Cruz Elementary School. Isang masigabong palakpakan!
Looking out into the road, trying hard to get through the rain. Even when the skies are gray, you're always there to show the way. Telling me things I need to hear, a gentle hand but a firm command. You've taught me lessons to succeed, shared your wisdom we all need. You've been my strength as well as my friend, inspiring me every now and then to reach for my that you are a guiding light through the dark of night. You let me see what I can be. Thank you for believing in me. Foster the fire that burns inside and yearns to grow. Courage is all it takes, a journey we can make to touch the hearts who struggle every day. You've been my strength, my friend, to reach for my hopes and dreams so far away. A guiding light through the dark of night. You let me see what I can be. For all the lives you're changing, thank you for believing in me.
Woo! Ang husay mo talaga.
Ikaw na!
Ramdam na ramdam ko yung emosyon eh.
Tama, partner.
Talagang pangmalakasan ng dating, panlaban sa lahat ng stress nitong COVID-19.
Tama ka dyan, partner. Yan din ang fight song ng marami sa atin na patuloy pang lumalaban sa hamon ng buhay. Thank you so much for that heartwarming song.
Before we wrap up this radio program, we would like to thank our partners in Radio Mindanao Network for giving us this much-needed time slot for DepEd San Juan to feature its initiatives and locally developed video lessons to reach out to a wider public.
Yes, Teacher Ellen, we would like to take this chance to show you what else is in store for us as we watch this next video. Let's hit it!
Meet Julian. Katulad mo, isa siyang estudyante.
Katulad ni Julian, ay nananatili sa bahay upang makatulong na iwasan ang pagkalat ng virus na sanhi ng sakit na COVID-19.
Ngunit sa dami ng negatibong epekto at pangamba dala ng pandemic, si Julian ay nagsimulang makaramdam ng pagkabalisa.
Naging iritable din siya sa mga gawaing bahay na dati niya nang ginagawa.
Ikaw ba ay katulad ni Julian?
Ikaw ba ay nalulungkot o pabago-bago ang pakiramdam?
May pagbabago sa pagtulog o pagkain?
Nagiging iritable sa mga bagay na dating ginagawa?
Magulo ang takbo ng isip?
Gustong mapag-isa o ayaw makihalubilo sa kapwa?
Nag-iisip na saktan ang sarili o magpakamatay?
O nais mo bang makatulong sa mga nakakaranas nito?
Makakatulong kami!
Inihahatid ng SDO San Juan ang
SDO San Juan City Mental Health and Psychosocial Support Services. Tara, usap tayo!
Visit us on Facebook at SDO San Juan MHPSS.
Alright! Isa po ito sa mga programa ng DepEd San Juan na maaari ninyong subukan. I hope that this will bring a sense of normalcy in our lives as we forge ahead on the remaining weeks of this very challenging year.
Yes, partner. It may have been a tough start for all of us, pero papalapit na rin ang Pasko and we choose to remain positive about our situation and spread hope to our learners. Lalo pat tayo ay nasa sektor ng edukasyon at tungkulin nating panatilihing buhay ang pag-asa sa diwa ng kabataan.
That is so correct. Correct, Teacher Jello. It has been an amazing journey for me as well. Maraming realizations, pero mas angat ang pagiging grateful pa rin kasi buhay pa tayo at patuloy na lumalaban para sa ating kinabukasan.
So this is it. Natapos na naman natin ang isang makabuluhang araw.
Oo. This has been Teacher Ellen Alunday saying thank you for watching.
And Teacher Jello Hoswell leaving you with the words, keep safe and always have fun learning here in San Juan. Goodbye!
Nandito na ang programang maghahatid ng tunay na kalinga sa bawat mamamayan. Halina't sabay-sabay natin tutukan ang programang maghahatid ng tunay na kalinga sa bawat Pilipino. Hatid ay serbisyo publiko mula sa Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office. Ito ang Radyo Kalinga, hatid ng PCSO. Tutok na tuwing Miyerkules alas 3:30 hanggang alas 4 ng hapon. Mapapanood din sa pamamagitan ng Facebook Live, sa YouTube Live,